So this guest room is, I love this room because it actually originally was the gym for the previous owners. So they had this wall mirrored, and so we kept that intact and just did wallpaper and drapery and light fixtures and turned it into a bedroom. But again, I think this is a great example of how this house feels so big because of like the double height space in the living room and the openness of the entertaining area. But the guest rooms are intimate and small, and that's fine out here. You should just be in your room to sleep. Otherwise, get out, go have some fun, or get in the sun. So this wallpaper is made out of woven bark and leaves, and I love the tropical kind of vibe that it gives, but still also elevated and sophisticated. Artwork wise, I have original Calder print, and I love it right there because when you walk in the front door, bam, you see it, and it adds a good pop of color to the room. And then also this room has its own sliding glass door that leads out to a little deck, so a guest could choose to even come and go via that doorway. So for lighting in here, again, end tables weren't very big, so I wanted sconces, but we had the mirror, so I found these wonderful hanging lanterns from Palachek. Again, they're like a woven raffia that's dyed, and they make these beautiful little, I like the way they hang from these. So it's casual, but still elegant and chic. This is a bone inlay table and woven leather headboard. And then this light fixture up here, I had custom made by Bone Simple, and it's sort of a plaster kind of paper mache situation that I think is so cool. And then downstairs I also have a guest bathroom that I'll show you. So this guest bath I call the cabana bath. One reason is because it has an exterior door that opens directly outside, so if someone's at the pool, they can easily just pop right in here and you don't have to go through the house all wet. But it also has a shower. Now originally this room had like red granite floors and just plain white walls, and I brought in the idea of doing this cerused oak on the walls and this beautiful Ansax tile. And then over here in the sink area we have a new marble top, and I found this vintage mirror with the ceramic tiles around, and I just thought it was the perfect little thing to have. So I selected these floor tiles from Ansax, and I like them because they kind of have a tatami mat sort of feeling to them, but really it's because they're textured, and so if anyone's coming in wet from the pool, it prevents them from sliding down. So it's practical and beautiful. This is a really great print from a local artist here in Fire Island. His name is Arson, and it's obviously Poseidon, but in some sort of abstract way. I don't know, I really love it. That was beautiful. So here in the entry, there's this console with matching mirror that also are vintage Lord and Marsh. So they came with the house along with the coffee table and the dining table. But I just added drawers across the bottom because I needed a place for my sunglasses and my chewing gum and all the stuff that you need to go out. On here you will find, well, I love these little guys. I got them in Puerto Vallarta. I thought they were so cute. And then we have the Scandals book. So this is where I won't let you read, but we always have to write any scandals that happen, get written in the book with the quill. This is a great vase that I picked up, a Brooklyn artist. Sorry, I'm not gonna remember his or her name, but I really, really love the shape of it. But I also have a really strong tie to Lego because it's all I played with as a kid, was I played with my Legos. And so when they came out with Lego flowers, I just had to have them. So that's what we put in this vase, and that way they never die and they always look beautiful. So I became obsessed with Legos when I was tiny, probably 3 years old, and by the time I was 5 or 6 years old, I was building houses out of the Legos. And I used to make my grandmother take me around to like developments where they were building new houses, and I would take pictures of them with my Polaroid camera, and then I would come back and try to build them with my Legos. And it really is one of the reasons that I think I went to architecture school. So I credit Lego with that. So these flowers are just a little homage to everything that, you know, the whole reason I have this house. And I just love them. They're beautiful. So that's it for the ground floor. Let's go upstairs. So here we are on the mezzanine, AKA the catwalk. So this is overlooking the living room, that double height space. And then of course the view is breathtaking when you come up here. I love that you can just see across and see out. Get the big skylight there. So it just gives you a really nice sense of scale of the space. This is a painting that the original owners left for me. So this is actually the house when it was first built in 1988. And this was before they built the porch off the back. Originally you went into the pool from the side. You'll see when we go down there that now there's a big covered porch here, which we live on. Thank God they did that. And then they added on that family room den that I showed you onto the side. So it's kind of a time capsule to see it how it was originally. The great thing about this house, when I bought it, all the mechanical systems, everything were in perfect condition. So everything I did was purely aesthetic. My bathroom, the primary bath upstairs, also was red marble, glass block, huge jacuzzi tub, white Formica cabinets. It was just high 1980s. So while it was cutting edge when it was done, I needed to bring that up to the 21st century. So I did that with onyx floors that are honed, that give it sort of that beachy, sandy feeling, which you wouldn't think about with onyx, but wait till you see. And then I made a little water closet, did a double sink on one side, and cleaned that up. So that was one of my other big projects. The kitchen countertops I changed, but the kitchen cabinets were actually really beautiful as they were. There were these amazing wood walls up the fireplace, on that wall there, and so I wanted to keep that. So I really just, in the main part of the house, changed the paint color and updated the furniture. Over the dining table, it was just recessed lights, and I chose to do a chandelier. So, you know, things like that. In the primary bedroom, it has this amazing floating bed in the middle, which is original to the house, and again, very 80s, and I loved that. So that I kept. And up there I just did wallpaper and light fixtures and drapery. So the gut renovation, like the hard work, happened in the bathrooms, but the rest of it was pretty aesthetic and just decoration, which was really nice. So then we go into my bedroom suite. This glass block wall I left as an homage to the 80s, to that postmodern, and I really love it. And on the other side of this is my shower that we'll see in a moment, where there's a skylight, and so the light pours through, and I just love that transparency. So this is going into my bedroom. So this is my bedroom. This is one of my favorite rooms in the house because you just feel like you're on the prow of a ship. It has this big round window with the perfect view, and I love that the bed is floating in the middle. This was how it originally was. This headboard / dresser with the built-in nightstands was all here when I purchased the house. And it's perfect the way it just floats in the middle of the room. The house also has these amazing corner windows, and I feel like you really get a sense of it here, being like wrapped in the windows and the light. I love the vaulted ceiling in this room. It gives it this amazing height. And this is actually another pair of prints by my friend Ron Chereskin, which I just thought were perfect for this spot. I have some vintage pottery pieces in here mixed in with some fun shoes that get worn sometimes on the 4th of July. And this piece of art here is by an artist named Justin Goodman, and I commissioned it just for this huge wall. I didn't really know what to do with it, and I couldn't find the right piece of art, and so I worked with him, and he created this piece. And it's so cool because in person, I don't know if you can tell on camera, it looks like Venetian plaster, you know, and I think it's brilliant. I think he needs to be discovered. And then over here is a sculpture that I found in the Paris flea market. And again, I thought it's so interesting the way that this relates to Justin's piece, to Ron's piece. So it was really an unintentional theme, the way that all of these things sort of relate to each other, but I love it. It was meant to be. This round window, again, original to the house, but when I wake up in the morning, I open the shade and voila, you know, you're looking right out to the water. I can come up here, see if any of my guests are up, because I am usually the last one to get out of bed, and just kind of get a vibe of what's going on downstairs, see the weather. It's just a really peaceful way to start the day with this view. So another cool feature about my bedroom suite is that it has this private mezzanine space out here. So this is just another space that overlooks the living room. To be honest, it doesn't get used so much, but it looks really pretty from the other side. But out here, I have my own private patio. So out here I have my own private deck. It's always in the shade in the morning, so it's a great place for me to do yoga or to do my abs workout. And then it's just a beautiful place to come and look out and see what's going on. You know, you can see down onto the pool deck. I love watching the boats go by. That cool vintage ship out there. It's just a really, really peaceful place to hang out when you need to just kind of be on your own. So right here in my private mezzanine, I have this chaise by Thomas Pheasant. It's called a kimono. Get it through McGuire. It's super comfy. And it has these really beautiful details on the end, which, I don't know, there's something kind of Roman about it, but I still love the caning on the end. So one of the other many things I love about Fire Island is that there's really very little light pollution out here, so you see a billion stars. When I first bought this house, my mom gave me this telescope as a housewarming present, so it's easy to just take it out there at night and look up and see what's going on in the universe too. So then right off my bedroom is the primary bathroom. So this room I totally got renovated. It used to have a very 80s giant jacuzzi tub. It was red marble. The glass block extended all the way around the shower. The toilet was just hanging out under the window. So I completely reorganized the plan in the space. And I used this onyx, which I know people usually think of onyx as being very fancy, but this gray onyx, when you hone it, I would argue it has a very like beachy, organic kind of feeling, and I think it's totally appropriate. I love the shower, which has, so I have double shower heads. I have the big skylight in there, and it's just a really nice way to wake up in the morning and feel like you're outside without being outside yet. And then I love the natural light of having the window over the sink, and having two sinks, of course, is paramount for any relationship.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to go to homeworthy.com for exclusive content, shopping guides, and so much more.